Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the HazMat podcast, episode number 14. Can you believe it, Jacques?
Yeah, 8.
So I'm here, Chris from HazMat, and I'm here with Jacques. Say hello.
How's it going?
Good to have my co-host with me. Today we thought we'd talk about a career in asbestos removal. What does it take? What does it give you? And if this is the kind of thing that you're interested in, tune in and let's go through it. All right, so Jacques, I got you to write a bit of a list for me. Maybe we'll just start at the top. Let's look at what does it take to be a good asbestos removalist.
Cool, so the first point, physically fit.
Okay, so yeah, it's a physical role, guys. There's no getting around it. You are using your body a lot, as well as needing to use some of the grey matter, but certainly you need to be free of injuries or serious illnesses. So yeah, being fit, you'll enjoy a lot more.
Able to follow procedures.
Yeah, so asbestos removal is governed by a very strict laws, and from that we have procedures designed to keep everybody safe. So you need to be able to follow the instructions, you need to follow the procedures, and the reason is for your own safety and for your co-workers as well.
You need to be able to get up early, be consistent with it.
Yeah, I think in most cases, asbestos removal is a day job. There's obviously exceptions when night shift occurs or working over weekends and public holidays. But in general, it's a Monday to Friday gig. And just like a lot of trades, we start at 7 in the morning. And as we've discussed before, Jacques, turning up 2 or 3 days out of 5 is no good. We need people to be consistent. And if you can't get out of bed till 10 in the morning, it's probably not going to be the right job for you, is it?
Yeah.
So we start early, we try and finish early where we can, but certainly you need to be ready for work at 7.
Yeah. Good at working with your hands.
Yeah, so as I mentioned about the job being quite labour intensive, you also get to use a lot of tools, and it will certainly suit people that enjoy using tools and that are clever and good with their hands.
Yeah. And then next one, comfortable working at heights and enclosed spaces.
Mm-hmm. We often do roof removals, which obviously means getting up pretty high, and that might not be everyone's cup of tea. So if it doesn't bother you, then certainly we want someone like you working with us. And by the same token, working in small areas like in subfloors under the floor or in roof cavities and things like that, that can make some people a little bit scratchy. But if that doesn't bother you, then again, you'd be a good asbestos removalist.
Yeah, you need to be good at problem solving too.
Problem solving is a big thing. I think this is certainly transferable to any role, but there's no doubt on a normal day you're going to be hit with problems, and the problems need to be dealt with. So if you're a good problem solver, then that's the kind of person we want to speak to.
And then probably one of the most important ones, attention to detail, clean freak.
Attention to detail, yeah. This job is dealing with a hazardous material, and when we remove it, we need to remove every single inch of it, every speck. And so a lot of what we do following the removal is cleaning. And one person's clean might not be the same as another's. So cleaning needs to be on point. You really need a good attention to detail to make triple sure that the job you've done, you're not leaving behind any remnants of asbestos.
Good communication skills.
Yeah, we find that being able to communicate with your co-workers, with clients and with your employer, very, very important. So we prefer people that, if there's something that needs to be communicated, that they do that. And clear and simple. We keep things pretty simple around here, especially, but communication is a very important skill.
And then the last point, team player with positive attitude.
Team player, yeah. We operate in a team, just like a lot of places. And you need to be a good, solid part of the team, just like the Hurricanes or just like ice hockey or just like anything. You need to be part of the team. and your teammates should be able to rely on you, and you should be able to rely on them. So being a team player with a positive attitude is very important.
And that's it for Great Asbestos Removalist.
Yeah, so those are the qualities that we would look for an asbestos removal worker. Let's have a look, Jacques, at if you did pursue a career of that nature, what that has for you.
Well, first, secure employment.
Secure employment, yes. There probably aren't many part-time removal workers. I would say most of the time it's a full-time, permanent, secure job, which in this day and age is getting more and more important to have.
Presentations, which types do you get?
Yeah, so we normally will get our employees accredited in asbestos removal. So that involves attending a course, has a theoretical element with a small practical at the end. They're only a day long each. There's a couple of them to do, but that's something you get to keep with you wherever you end up going. So you get accreditation. We have other accreditations you can get, like first aid certificates, site safe passports. You may be in a role where you need to operate a scissor lift or a knuckle boom, and you can be put on courses and get qualified to do those kind of things. So those are all things you get to keep for yourself, really. And so it's why it's a good career.
One of my favorite points is the variety in job locations.
Yeah. We certainly, you're not stuck in a cubicle at the same place every single day. You could be working at one end of the region one day and the other the next day. One day you might be up on a roof. The next day you are working in a tunnel. You just never know. But the variety is the spice of life, and it certainly keeps everyone interested. I would say, too, with the different jobs that we do, there's certainly different techniques involved and different methodologies. So one day you could be removing cladding. The next day you might be scraping flooring, vinyl flooring or something like that. So something different to do just about every day and a different place to do it, which is cool.
What about the challenges to overcome?
We make sure you're well challenged, and I think we've talked about this, I think, this morning at our morning meeting, but it is good to be challenged. It's healthy to be challenged. And so we make sure that in a role of asbestos removal, you are always challenged. If you can do a job in 3 days, then let's go for 2.5. If it's in a particularly difficult location, well, let's see how well you can handle it. There's always going to be challenges to overcome, which is very fulfilling, and so we make sure that all our staff are challenged.
And the next point is all about give and take. Great pay.
Great pay, absolutely. In general, an asbestos removalist will be paid generally quite a bit more than other equivalent roles. It's not a safe, it's a dangerous job. You're dealing with a hazardous substance. If you do it correctly, it's perfectly safe. But there is an element. It's certainly a job where there's a lot of room to progress your pay as well as you get more competent. And really what we've found, almost the sky's the limit. You can be ending up with a very good pay packet when you get your experience together doing a job like asbestos removal.
What about career progression in the sense of the role I fill?
Yeah, so an asbestos removalist will start, like anywhere, you start at an entry level, but you can certainly progress into things like supervision, qualified supervisor. You can move into maybe management roles within the company. There are other branches of or other disciplines to do with asbestos that by being a removalist you can get experience and end up becoming something like an asbestos surveyor or a sample taker or even an assessor. So there's plenty of career progression in this industry.
Working in a team, specifically bundling.
Yeah, I think working in a team, as we mentioned earlier, with being able to be a team player is important, but I think working in a team, I've seen here at this company many long-term friendships formed and a level of trust develops between you and your colleagues, and it's very important. So I think it's a benefit to be able to work in a team. and be able to help people out and be able to lean on others when you need to. But there's nothing a team can't achieve. So, yeah, you get to work in a team.
Second to last point, sense of purpose and pride.
Yes, this is not a job that... this job is very important in terms of slowly ridding the world of the scourge of asbestos. We spent a long time putting it into buildings, and now it's going to take a lot longer to end up getting rid of it. But the point is, you can be very proud that you are doing a service to humanity, if I could be so bold. We're getting rid of a dangerous material, and there's a lot of pride to be felt in that. So it's not a thankless job. I think it's certainly a job you can drive down the street and know that you've, worked on this building, worked on that property, and you've made them safer.
Final point, transferable skills.
Yeah, so working in asbestos removal, I think gives you, just as we've gone through the different skill sets that you develop, transferable skills. If you're a good employee in asbestos removal, you can probably do a number of other jobs. And some of the skills that you learn, whether it be tying down loads or backing the trailer or driving a manual vehicle or things like that, these are skills that you can take to other careers if you so happen to. So all up, I think it's a good decision to be a removalist, and I hope that we can help it get the respect that it deserves as a career. All right, well, thank you everybody for joining us on episode 14. I hope that shed a bit of light on the career prospects of an asbestos removalist. I certainly spent my first few years doing that, and it was good fun and has helped me to develop HazMat to where we are now. And there's certainly a need for more staff, more good staff in our industry. So I hope that if this interests you, you feel free to reach out, whether it's to HazMat or another firm. But look into it because it's a very fulfilling job.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining, Jacques. How can people support our channel?
Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. And share the channel. Okay, thank you all. We'll see you all next week for episode 15. All right, thank you now. Bye.